So he's a Nigerian actor, comedian, blogger, public analyst, MC, and entrepreneur who is fondly called Big T. He has been involved in several productions and has carved a niche for himself. He was once nominated as the best comedy actor in the maiden edition of the Nigerian Comedy Awards. Welcome with us, Anthony Ogbetere.
Welcome, Sam.
Thank you very much. Good morning, everybody.
Yes, you can call us on 070-806-68014. You could also tweet to us at TVC Connect. Please hashtag you of your TVC so we can read your tweets. Before you came in, we started talking about the minimum wage because Nigerians are obviously lamenting. You know, their governors are resisting this increase, and people have thoughts on it. So we have some tweets. Let's take some tweets for you.
Tahir Mamadou says, it is not by generating revenue alone, but by commitment. Edo currently pays 25,000 and are willing to pay 30. The governors have no excuse.
Okay.
Goke Siba says, I beg. Any governor who cannot pay 30K or more shouldn't be in office. Let them cut off their frivolous lifestyles. They all do sorts of terrible things and for their selfish gains, basically.
He says, there's nothing wrong in downsizing or right-sizing. A bloated civil service does not serve the people. The Tinubu you people like citing right-sized his civil service, and we really should consider merging unviable states. Say no to starvation wages.
Any other one?
Yes, there's so many.
Oscar Bravo says we only have state executive employees, termed governors, who go to Abuja monthly to receive payments to share with their cronies.
I was saying the other day that, can you imagine a government where everybody within government, plus the governor, the deputy governor, the entire house, starts to earn the minimum wage? Imagine they wake up today and everybody changes their salary to that. Would we be able to save enough money to at least help the poor person who is a cleaner, who is earning 15,000 naira? Do you think it's possible? And let me hear your thoughts on this whole hula-baloo about the minimum wage before we go into your career.
Okay. Firstly, I'd like to say that it's a shame that in 2018, we're talking about an issue like this. And that's the reason why we are having problems in this society in Nigeria. We don't have institutional frameworks that can drive the entire process of governance without hitches. I used to be in the private sector, and specifically in the oil. So I was a labor leader, so I can talk with some benefit of hindsight. Now, the kind of arrangement we had in that sector was such that every 2 years, automatically, the union has to sit with the respective management of each of the companies and negotiate a wage increase. It is something that we had in what we call a CBA, a collective bargaining agreement. Now, that is what we need to bring into the public sector. Automatically, every 2 years, there should be a wage increase of some sort, so that you don't stay for donkey years on 18,000 naira, and then some governors are saying they cannot afford it. What are we talking about here?
But the Constitution provides 5 years, every 5 years for minimum wage. And
I'm saying that 5 years, for me, is unacceptable.
So what do you think?
5 years, they're not doing anything.
But in fairness to the governors, some of them don't have that ability, according to them, to generate.
Okay.
They're saying that, listen.
When they say they don't have the ability, my struggle with that is, what is the elements they have in their wage bill today that makes it so high? Do you get the picture? I'm from a state where some years back, a governor did some kind of reorganization, and they took out ghost workers.
Yes.
And somehow they were able to save some money. And then a few years later, a new governor comes in and forgets about where they are coming from. And he was part of the system. And he has almost about 1,000 SAs and PAs.
Brother,
you get the picture. So who earn a lot of frivolous amounts of money that they don't even work for. Some of them don't even go to the office for 3 months. They're in their houses, they have Hilux vans, they are driving around town.
So we need an internal auditing of exactly what goes on. Because people have no clue. The transparency that is missing within our government is probably part of the issue we're having today. Let us know, yes, you get X amount of billion from the federal government. Tell us how it was spent.
Exactly.
Who got what?
Exactly.
What did you invest?
Which is recurrent.
Exactly. So
exactly how is recurrence being disbursed? Is it only civil servants you're paying salaries or your SAs that are too many SAs to
many SAs.
Final question before I go to you. The NLC is saying that we shouldn't vote in any governor that says that they cannot review the salary. Do you agree?
That's a given. I'll totally agree with that.
Thank you.
That's a no-brainer.
Yeah, no-brainer.
You can't pay us, please don't come back.
You don't have
Simple.
nothing to offer.
All right, so how has it been in the industry? I know you were supposed to come here a bit early. What happened that you got out there?
I had a little clash. Right. I'm actually leaving here to go shoot a commercial.
Oh, okay.
I had the option of not coming at all.
Yeah, I know.
But when I was speaking with Auntie Bolaji on the phone, the way she sounded, I didn't like it. So I said, okay, you know what? I'm going to call my crew to just hold on for a while I dash.
Thank you so much. We love you in Squatters. I mean, like, people love you in that this series. It's one of the most popular one that we know today. And your role there is such an interesting character. Okay. Tell us about how you got that role and how you're able to interpret this role of Papa. Okay.
To be very frank with you, the producer of Squatters had done his casting and he had picked somebody to play Papa from the onset. Right. And I was just somewhere around the Ogbetere and somebody told me that there's this young man that's doing a casting there and he's looking for people to put a new sitcom on air. And he asked me if I was interested. I said, I don't mind giving it a try. So I walked in there and the guy saw me and according to him, he said he was scared. Because he said he was not expecting my caliber of person to be part of that casting. So to cut the long story short, we had a conversation. He told me he was going to get back to me. He cast me for what you would call just a cameo appearance for one
Waka pass.
Yeah. So, and then while he was reviewing his tapes with some of his schoolmates in Jos because he finished from National Film Institute in Jos, and some of them saw me in that place and it was like, Big Tony came for your casting? And he said, yes. So what are you doing with him? And he said, I have a cameo role for him. And he said, why would you waste a guy like that? You know. I think you should give him one of the, and his fear was, will I be able to pay him? Yeah. Because at this time I had one harp commercial that I did that was trending, so he had told himself, I can't afford this guy. So, but one of them said, I know Big Tony is like family, I can talk to him. And
that's how you got it.
I'm glad you are a veteran. You've been in the industry for over 20 years. And when I started out in acting, I met some old actors who said you must register with Actors Guild to be able to go further. Then I met some new actors who do not believe in anything like Actors Guild. They're a bunch of old people who are claiming we don't like them. Yes. So how can the movie industry unite, like make that body stronger so that every new actor coming will have like a protection?
They will still need that body.
Exactly.
Do you need it? How inflation is it?
Well, I'm going to be very, very frank with this. All over the world, the entertainment business is highly deregulated, even in the United States. Deregulated in the sense that it's a free entry, free exit industry. You can come in when you want to come in, you can leave where you want to leave. You don't necessarily have to belong to an umbrella body for you to function there. Okay. But for the purposes of organization and synergy and like in Wari we say, na cooperation.
Make rice.
Make banga soup, escort starch, and inside belly.
I never even sit down.
Yeah. So
you're not a
there are times that you need that kind of synergy, you know, team play with people. So that's why the importance of the guilds now become necessary. But the challenge that I have with the Nigerian guilds is that they've not been organized in such a way as to enable people have the motivation to join them. For example, I used to be a member of the Guild. Association of Movie Producers of Nigeria, AMP, and for some time now I've been a bit withdrawn because we now have two factions. Because they couldn't agree on leadership issues. AGN used to have that problem in Lagos. They've been able to resolve it after so many years. So what is the motivation for a new entrant into the industry? Which of the guilds are you going to join? Is it the one that says...
confusion.
You get the picture. So ahead, we need to put our acts together first and foremost for people to join us.
Okay, so my question is, you're a comedian, you're well-spoken, because usually our Nigerian comedians are pidgin English-speaking comedians. Okay. And then I'm a dry person. The kind of humor I enjoy is like the dry, Oyinbo, whatever, you know. But then there's this guy, Trevor Noah, I'm sure you know him. And I just see you doing something like that. You know, we're talking about real issues. Just behind, while we're on break, you know, we're talking about labor and all the things you've done in that capacity. And I'm wondering if you could do something like that with comedy, you know, trash issues that are relevant to Nigerians. Is this something you would like to do?
That is
or you're
actually
thinking
what I
about?
do. Okay. That's what I do. But I'm not going to lie to you that in an environment like Nigeria, it's easy to break into the industry with that kind of attitude.
People want to laugh.
I'm telling you,
they want to think.
Life is hard here.
I'll tell you a practical example. I used to do comedy about 3 times a week somewhere on the island, and I took some time to study the audience there, and I discovered that despite the fact that they were upskilled people, educated people, they still loved the pidgin English thing.
They're Nigerians.
Bang, bang.
Yeah. So I was doing my thing in simple and correct English, and sometimes I just like, what is this thing? You know. And then somebody comes in and is doing his pidgin English, and they're like, whoa, 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 whoa. I'm like, oh. So, and I said, okay, maybe what I need to do is, because I study my audience and I try to understand them. I saw that these guys were big boys who were coming.
Even when you travel out of the country, the same thing. Everybody is, I was going to say, the UAU is UAU.
Yeah. And I told myself that the way to break into this audience is to stop telling jokes, stop analyzing things. Let me talk about them.
Yeah.
So I'll come in and I will just pick up one person in one table and just start on him.
So you're saying Nigerians don't appreciate that kind
of
humor?
That's the Yabi's type of comedy.
Yeah, that's how I got them.
Sister, you're a minority.
Yes, that is how I got them. I will look for a guy who has a big tummy and I will start with his tummy.
No, can you imagine?
And by the time I'm done with him, they're all laughing. Now, they could not help but give me attention now. So when I broke them through that way, I reverted back to my old style, and they couldn't help but.
Okay. So let me just quickly round it up. So you are very multi-talented. You do acting, you do production. Now, recently, commercials. So you're voicing and all that. How is it inborn? Because Isoko people, they have this thing.
It's and not just Isoko.
What is your advice to those who just think, because I'm from a particular region, I can be funny? How?
I think it's. See, these things sometimes we grew up with them. I think like I tell people, it might sound cliche, but I think entertainment chose me. I didn't choose entertainment. Because right from when I was young, even older people started seeing that in me. And I used to hear people say, this boy is supposed to go work for NTA. Because NTA was like the beacon of entertainment then. So when I heard other people say that, it told me that there was something in me that they were seeing. And I'm this kind of guy that will be in the class and I'm taunting everbody, so I'm teasing everybody. Clown. Yeah, everybody was laughing.
You drink sapele water.
Is it the water?
Sapele water.
The truth of the matter is, I would have loved to drink it, but I'm from a family where things like that don't really.
Disciplinary
so if I wanted to do it, I had to do it and be hiding.
So for those who have no idea what you're talking about, what's sapele water?
Don't worry, Nigerians know.
Ethanol.
Don't promote it.
Okay, I shouldn't. Yeah,
I shouldn't.
Yeah.
Okay, anyways, we have to run up. But so, is there any woman in your life?
I don't talk about my personal life.
That's definitely
personal. Just denied you on national TV, madam.
Exactly.
Is there one available? Because you are obviously an overgrown man.
Just denied, madam.
You passed the marriage age, and we should.
We ask all that.
How do you determine marriage age?
Well, in the African setting, once
you
are
a
man, by 40 years old, we should at least know that you don't.
To 40.
Apostle Paul never married.
Yeah, an apostle.
So you're not getting one.
Any plans in the future? What are we looking out for?
Okay, I'm thinking of putting up a sitcom early next year. I would have done it by now, but I was in battleground for like 4 months and I didn't have.
Everybody has played in this battleground, though. If I was supposed to go play for us, yeah, go ahead. Just hurry up.
We just wrapped up yesterday, yeah. So now I'm trying to do a sitcom in the mode of Squatters, one location, but different concept.
Crazy.
Right, no problem.
Yeah, crazy.
Thank you so much. That's all we can take on the show today.